And we're live. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everybody, Jazakallah khair for all the viewers who are able to join us. I know it's late. It's like 9 o'clock here in South Africa, and we're all from South Africa. So it is a little bit late. And Jazakallah khair, Sajida and Nasreen, for coming on this time of the day. I know it's Sunday, it's weekend, it's hectic, it's Monday, it's school tomorrow, so we're not going to keep you long. We're just doing like a brief chat. This is just like an informal discussion, what's happening within our business, how long have we been in the business, like what are our future plans with regards to business, how have we been handling everything with regards to like pandemic. And I know specifically like in KwaZulu Natal, there was some like rioting happening and things like that. Just wanted to know like how did it like all impact your lives, and like what has the business done with regards to your future plans, and what are your goals and all of that type of thing. So it's like just a very informal discussion, so hopefully it won't go too long. So yeah, because we're all busy, moms, children, school and all that. So I'll quickly just introduce myself. For those who are brand new on my page, my name is Farhana Davids. I am from South Africa, Cape Town, and I am a mom, a wife, and I'm also a student. So I've basically been in business for over 13 years, and I've now made that move from traditional business owner to a digital business owner. So we're just also coming briefly on here to explain a little bit about what that entails. So Assalamu alaikum, Sajina and Nasreen.
Walaikum
Walaikum
salam.
salam.
How are you ladies? Tired like me?
Yeah, Sunday's
It's
like a long day.
Sunday's a long day, yeah. So thank you for coming on so late. Even like when I planned this at that time, I didn't even know what this day was going to entail for me, because I actually it was my one of my closest friends daughter's bridal shower today, so it was like a hectic day, and I just got in and I'm so tired. So yeah, I'm sure it's the same for you guys, like with Sunday runs and all of the things that we need to do. But anyway, I'm gonna. So I just want to also just briefly say that I actually myself and my family were in Durban in June, and I actually had the honor and the pleasure of meeting Nasreen and Sajida in person. We did a little go live on the page where we just like say hi to everybody, and that we were actually so glad to be able to connect in person, and that was really awesome. I got to meet Sajida's family and Nasreen's family, and so that was really fantastic. So, like, just briefly introduce yourself, Sajida, and then Nasreen, you can go next.
Okay, I'm from South Africa, Durban. Mom of four. We have own our own business here in Durban, retail wholesale. So our business runs 7 days a week. So yeah.
Okay, Nasreen.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum and hello to everybody joining us. My name is Nasreen. I'm also from Durban. I'm a stay-at-home mom of three and also a digital business owner for the last 16 months.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So, Sajida, so for those who has been watching my page for a while would know that I actually was a guest on Sajida's business page. That was just when I got started, and Nasreen was like literally my second guest on my page when I started doing go lives. So it's exciting for me to have you guys here. I just wanted to have you back onto my page just to talk a little bit about, what has happened from that time until now with regards to, I mean, for me, I'm now 7 months in the business. I feel more comfortable about and have more knowledge about the business and how it all works, the mechanics and all of that. Nasreen and I also do a little stint on our pages every Wednesday. It's called Question of the Week. Feel free to forward any questions that you need to ask us. We are wanting to answer as many questions with the business, with regards to the business, so that you have a better understanding and make an informed decision. And so I think that Sajda and Nasreen are in one team. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys
Yes,
actually work closely together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. So Sajda, you came across Nasreen's ad, right? So tell us a little bit about that. Like why specifically? Because I remember when I was in Durban, and I remember that you chatted to us, and you're saying now that you work 7 days a week, and I know that a lot was going on with regards to your personal life and all of that, but there was a reason why you were actually actively looking to start a business, and besides the fact, like for example, you said like in December time when everybody's going on holiday, you can't go anywhere. You need to, because the shop is open, you need to be running a business. So like you came onto Nasrin's ad. So just tell us a little bit like about that. Like what really made you want to start your own business, and how has it been, and how long have you been in the business?
Okay, yeah, I've been 10 months. So I started last November. Okay, so basically that's the time when I met, just before I met Nasreen, we were looking at something, but we were just like discussing, okay, we want to do something else and stuff, but it was just all talk. Like we live in South Africa, right? So our crime rate is so high, and we in a business, we're so vulnerable to crime. So it was around July. I was in my last month of pregnancy when we had an armed robbery at our business, and all my kids were there as well. And not long after that, it was again in October. I think baby was 6 weeks old, and we had another armed robbery, and this time it was at home. So it was like, it was around that time, we said like, okay, look, we have to find something else because, it's getting quite dangerous, especially with the kids and things like that, easy targets. So it was that time I saw Nasreen's ad, and I got into contact with Nasreen, and I spoke to her. So it was around November that I had officially started.
Okay, awesome. So, like when you were looking for something to do, and you obviously came across that, there was obviously a lot of emotions involved because I mean, armed robbery, that's quite hectic, and just being exhausted of that feeling of feeling vulnerable and all of those things, and now to the point that you're needing to find something, and I mean, there's so many things out there. So, why did you then choose this business, and like what are your goals, what are you wanting to achieve with this business, like
Well,
go for it.
you're looking for plan B, but you don't exactly know what. I don't know what I wanted to do. It was like we looked at so many different things. So when I spoke to Nasreen, and she explained to me, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I needed something that will be easy. That will be. I have 4 kids, and we're running a business at the same time. So I needed something that would be flexible, something that I'll be able to do together along with that. So when she explained to me how it all works, it's self-paced, all in your own time, and easy, to set up and stuff. So that's when I said, okay, you know what, I jumped on board at around that time, and it has been an amazing and remarkable journey.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Nasreen, so you obviously the more experienced one, seasoned one of us in the business. You're doing this for a while. You've reached some milestones. She's even become a coach within the other last few months, alhamdulillah. And congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you've also, like myself, I've tried other things like entrepreneur.
Yes.
So why did you become tired of those other things that you've tried, and what made you get onto this, and how has it been your journey so far?
Okay, the thing that I liked about this was that there was no product that you were promoting, and no forcing people to buy anything. So the other things that I tried to do were actually retailing items which I had imported, or wholesaling, and then retailing the wholesale selling those items which I purchased as well. So I was looking for something where it wasn't so time consuming, because in those kind of businesses, you need to keep a stock of inventory. You need to, sometimes certain things don't sell. You actually lose out on that amount of the price of the items that are not selling. And then you're stuck with things that people don't want. You're stuck with sizes people don't want. So all of those things made me rethink exactly what I was looking for. And when I came across this platform, actually, I came across it. The person who introduced me to it is actually a friend of mine who started it, and I was looking at her Facebook posts, and I got interested, and I wanted to know what it was all about. So that's how I actually found out about this business opportunity, and that's how I actually got to learn about exactly what it is. And then once I found out, I did realize that it ticked all the boxes for what I was looking for. I didn't need to stock any inventory. I didn't need to worry about shipping those items. I didn't need to worry about having redundant stock. So, I'd lose out on that investment or whatever it is. This was completely online. All of those things were taken care of for me. And because of the automation in the system, it gave me a lot more free time, because obviously you had to put in a little bit of effort in the beginning. But once your system is actually set up, most of it runs in the background for you.
Okay, awesome. And what was it like becoming a coach in the business? Because that is like one of the things that I'm really working towards, right? Because I love learning, and I love the idea of being able to actually help people and train them and teach them, a new skill. So what has that been like for you, becoming a coach in the business?
It's actually it opened up a whole new income stream for me, but also a whole new experience, because even though you know all of these things, now you're going to be helping and teaching it to somebody else. And I think the thing that drives someone to do that is that when you see other people becoming successful, it actually helps you or motivates you to do better in your, for your own self, because you're passing that on to somebody else. So it is an extra amount of work, but then also you get that feeling of more fulfillment for myself, knowing that I'm actively helping other people, and the system, the way it's set up, is so amazing, in the sense that once a person joins into our system, I get an automated email letting me know that somebody in one of my business partners has gotten a buyer, and that person is already sent through all of the information. So what I basically do is facilitate that information, and having a coaching call with that person, explaining to them what is the best way, making their business strategy, with what they have available to begin with, and helping them to start their business in the best possible way. With
Oh,
this
wow.
business, you always have a coach and a mentor, so you're never alone.
Yeah, awesome. Hi, Liesel.
Hi,
So this is
ladies.
our
Hi,
this is
Lisa.
our surprise guest that I've been
Hi.
struggling forever and a day to even get onto my page. We've made a couple of appointments, but somehow something always came up. But she's finally joining us today, so I'm very happy to have you here, Liesel. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much.
coming on. Thanks for coming on. Um, so basically, Sajra and Nasreen already had introduced themselves. So you can just go ahead and just, tell us who you are, how long have you been in the business, and, really what made you decide, to get started with this business.
Okay. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Liesel. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a psychology graduate, as well as a digital business owner. This business for me, it was imperative for me to find something when the lockdown started in 2020. At my age, nobody was employing anyone over the age of 50. So I had to find an alternative. And I was scouring the internet for hours looking for something to do. And I came across this business. And I have to say that it's actually been the most amazing experience that I have ever had. I've been in the business for just over a year now. And every day I get to learn new things. Every day I get to meet new people. And yes, the business is gaining momentum now. There's way more people that are actually interested in coming aboard. And for me, that is super exciting, because now I can see that people actually realize that being online is actually the future and the way to go.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. I just want to mention that Lisa's also from South Africa, so we are a lot of South Africans on this live today. Are you from Joburg, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So I really want to just touch on the subject because for some reason, okay, so we know that there are steps with regards to how you get started in the business, and the very first step is obviously to watch the live webinar, which is a 90-minute workshop, and it helps people to decide if this is something that they can do. Because like we always say that this business is for everybody, no matter what age, as long as you're over 18, and like you heard Liesel say she's over the age of 50, nobody was going to employ her, so she knew that she needed to do something, right? And so really age is irrelevant, and in terms of technical skills, business acumen, you need none of that except for the willingness to learn. So we know that we have these little steps in place for you to get started, and the very first step, like I said, is the free webinar. And you just need to carve out some of your time to watch this information session to decide if this is something that you can do, because this business is for everybody, but not everybody's for the business. So I just want to lightly touch on the subject, because some people they're following us, they watch our lives, they watch the webinar, but then they still don't understand the concept of investing in a business. So here's my thing, right? I've been an entrepreneur for like 13 years. I've always known that any business that I was going to do, there was always going to be an investment to be made. Whether it was going to be, buying stock like Nasrin touched on earlier, where you have to purchase inventory, or whether you're going to actually be investing in that business and so on. And so no matter what you do, like if you're doing Tupperware, Shazin, whatever you're doing, you are actually needing to invest, right? There is money to be spent before you can actually earn. You really have to be wary when they're saying no money is involved, and because that should be a huge red flag. Then what is it that you're actually investing in? What are you partaking in? And so some people are very shocked when they find out that you come into the business community, and of course then there is an investment. I don't know who wants to touch on this, but I mean, like myself, 13 years in business. And the reason why I didn't want to start a business, because my husband had lost half of his salary. In 2018, I stopped all businesses. Husband lost half of his salary. So now I knew I needed to do something. But I didn't want to do a business because I knew it meant capital. And where there wasn't capital, you know what I'm saying? We were already a one house in household income. Husband lost half of his salary, so I was actually looking for something to do from home, but work from home. And I don't know who was going to employ me, because it was the pandemic. People were losing jobs, businesses were closing down. So there was nothing really. There wasn't even an option like that. But like I said, I knew in business meant investment. So I'm sure I don't know if any of you experienced this, where people are sort of maybe taken aback, or they don't understand the concept. But just can you briefly explain, any of you, why is it that you are investing in capital when you're starting a business?
Okay, I'll answer that. In any business that you're going to do, whether it's online or offline, you need an investment firstly. There is no business opportunity. I mean, if somebody tells you that you don't need any investment, they're lying. It's a scam. That alone will tell you that, a red flag will come up. So in order to make money, you need money. So with any business, you need an investment. If it's a traditional brick and mortar business, you're going to need to have a premises. If you're offering a service, you need to have maybe a laptop, you need to have skills, you need to also pay for advertising. Sometimes if you're having a store as such, you need to employ people. So you do need capital to start up. So in any business, there is an investment. In our business, there is an investment. The difference between our business and a traditional business is that in those businesses, it takes like 2 to 3 years before you actually see a return on that investment. That investment will, you will have to keep on paying somebody. You're going to be paying for your advertising, you're going to be paying for your items that you're selling. With our business, all of that is cut out. It's online, so there's no need for inventory. There's no need to hire anybody to do anything for you. The 149 that you do pay in order to check out the system is refundable within 30 days, because if you're not going to do the business, you're not going to need to be onto that platform. And what that 149 covers is basically your coaching call, where you decide the best strategy with your coach going forward with what you can afford, your affordability and your budget. It also covers the automation in the system, which is the ClickFunnels and auto email responders, plus building of your website, and for them to completely take care of the system side for you. So if somebody's not interested in doing this business, we will 100% refund them within the 30-day period should they decide that this is not for them. If they do decide to go forward, then 149 is it's a once-off lifetime membership, whatever you want to call it, because and the fact that whenever the system is updated, we're not getting charged any extra. We offer 6 different social media platforms that we train you on. Each one of those, if you had to go and take a course on your own and pay, you're going to be paying a few $100 or $1,000, in fact, for those courses. ClickFunnels alone cost about $20,000. So I think, in all fairness, the 149 is very affordable. For a lifetime membership, I think it's absolutely amazing. And the other investment is totally according to what your budget is. There's different options. That's why we have a call with the coach to decide what option is best for you. And really speaking, there is no business out there that you can start without an investment. Every single online business has an investment. Every single online business has some sort of product. In this business, we do not market a product, but there is a product involved, but you don't see us marketing it because there's no need to market the product. We market the business opportunity, and we train you on 6 different social media platforms. You can choose whichever one you're most comfortable with. We teach you how to use social media, attraction marketing to attract people like yourself who are looking for an online business opportunity. There's no need for you to go out and find the people. The people come to you.
Yeah, thanks, Nasir. That's
Can I just
great
add on to that, Farhana?
Yeah.
I think, like with anything, anything that is free, people don't value things that are free, and the minute people are offered anything that is free, they take advantage of it, or they don't work at it. And I don't think those are the kind of people that we're actually looking to attract, because all of us are hard workers, and we know that we've got to work at our business. So I think just from that perspective as well, the people that we want to come into the business and join us are the people that are going to be prepared to work.
Yes.
100%. That's awesome, Lisa. Thank you for that. I think Sajida...
And Farhana, also the 149, I just want to say, the reason why we only share the information, the complete information, after the person pays the 149 is for the exact same reason. There's a lot of research that's been done with this business, and we don't want to just share that information with anybody. We want serious individuals who are looking to change their lives, who are looking to earn a serious income online. We are looking for those kind of people, because those are the kind of people that this business is going to help, coupled with their enthusiasm, with their drive, and our, mostly automated platform. The opportunities are endless.
I think, Sajida, I mean, you yourself are a business owner, right? Brick and mortar. So you yourself would know exactly with regards to having to stock up your business. That requires capital for you to make, profit. So I'm sure you...
Definitely, yeah. Even when your stocks get delivered to you, it's cash on delivery. There's there's very few companies that do 7 days or 14 days to pay your accounts. Most of them are cash on delivery. And besides that, the cost of running a business day to day is very expensive. I mean, when things break down, you have to fix it, and these things all cost money.
And so that's why I'm excited about it, right? The fact that was the thing that drew me to the ad. The fact that there was a family on it. So I really just thought, someone wouldn't be putting their family out there if this was a scam. And then the write-up about no inventory, no selling, full training provided, all these things that we offer within our business was a huge attraction that drew me to the ad, because I wasn't interested in a business. But obviously my entrepreneurial side just woke up and I was like, wait, this sounds amazing, a business, but without all that baggage, right? That, you sort of get tired with later on in business, because it's always exciting in the beginning and all of that. And I think this is a huge thing that we also should say. For example, you're hearing Sajida saying that you need to stock up all the time, right? I did retail and clothing. I needed to constantly have inventory on hand. I needed to be up to date with latest fashion trends and all of those things. So it's constantly buying and selling. With our business, our investment is a once-off investment for you to be a lifetime distributor, to be a part of the business. And so that is also phenomenal. How amazing is that? So, some people, they hear investment or they hear monies or they hear capital, and they sort of you become weary. Oh no, but I don't have. This is the thing, right? We tend to get focused on the things that we don't have. We look at the now and we look at the things that we don't have. For example, I didn't have a computer when I started this business. I didn't. I knew that I was going to need a computer, but I didn't focus on the fact that I didn't have a computer. I knew that once I was going to get started, that was something that I was going to invest in, because my laptop is my office. So this is an investment for me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, to me, you will be amazed what you can come up with if you just recoup, gather yourself, sit down with a list, make a goals list, and just because, come on, guys, we can waste money on things. Like if you spend like a meal, if you go out with your family, how much does that cost you for a meal? Do you know what I'm saying? And but if you're looking at investing in your business and in yourself, and really just saving and putting towards it, you'll be amazed what you can come up with. So thanks for all of that, guys. I really wanted to touch on that today, because I think it's an important factor about, there's that misconception with regards to people and starting a business. And so there isn't, I think, well, time's going on, so I don't want to keep you much longer. But I think what I would like to end off with is, just like, what are your future plans with regards to your business? Because, guys, I have big dreams for this business. I really do. I understand. So I do get people that reach out to me and they do ask me, like, what are you earning in the business? How much are you making? And all of that. And it's easy for you to go and find out what people are earning within the business, because, like Nasreen said, once you pay that 149, you actually get added to a Facebook private group, and over there you'll meet thousands of business owners. You'll see the testimonials, you'll see the earnings, you'll see how long they're in the business, what they're doing, and all of that. So you'll actually get to experience that, right? And you'll actually get to see what people are earning. And the reason it's kept private is because we are in the online space and we do need to protect our members. So that is why it is kept private. But here's the thing, right? And I don't know, like, what your stance is on it. But for me, this business is long term. I am looking to build something, and I know that it's going to take time. Like Nasreen said, we're not wanting to approach people. Like, I'm not wanting to go to my family and friends. I've been in business for 13 years. I've done many things. People see me and they're like, what is Farhana busy with now? Like my whole So now, exactly. And we have to understand. So we are busy with cold market, and Nasreen and I actually had a topic on our page. What is the difference between women cold market? It takes time to build that relationships. People aren't going to just invest with you or plan with you unless they get to know you and who are you. They want to know that we are real people. This is a real business, and they want to just feel that security before they're actually going to take that leap of faith, so to say. So my point is just that it takes time for you to build the business, but you just need to build it strong. When you have your foundation and you're working on your business page every day, it's not a matter of if the business is going to work. It's just a matter of when. And I think that a lot of us, like we all know that when we started here, like in the very first part of our training, mindset is what is spoken about, right? Because you need to, I think, just as an entrepreneur, you need to be strong-minded, you need to be focused, you need to be goal-oriented, you need to have patience, and you need to know that if you have a system and you look at the stories, you know that the business is working. It's just a matter of time. So, like, we'll just end off, like, basically now with this, like, Liesel can go ahead and just start off. Like, what are your plans? Like, I have big dreams for this business. I know what I want to do. I know where I'm heading. I really, really want to be the person that impacts people's lives. I dream to help, especially women, especially mothers, that yearn to be at home, to look after the children and still be able to financially contribute, where we are doing this mentoring and coaching and we're offering. So that's why I love our whole business plan, because we just offer the full package. So what are your guys, what is your goal, your long-term goal with the business?
Farhana, I think for myself, a big part of who I am is I am a nurturer. I am the type of person that just instinctively wants to help people, So I think that is why I also went out and studied psychology, because that is just innately and ingrainedly who I am. So for me, the fact that I get the opportunity to help people invest in themselves, first of all, or create an opportunity for them to improve their own lives. I think that for me speaks volumes, that I'm now going to be an individual that can make an impact in other people's lives. And I think the beauty part of that also is the fact that it's not only local, and that the impact will not only be felt in South Africa, it will be felt in the rest of Africa, throughout the world, because we can attract business partners from around the world. So for me, if I can make that little difference where I am eradicating poverty, eradicating hunger, and contributing towards those little things, for me, that would be a huge thing. And just to make a difference in people's lives. So
Oh,
long term, for me, it is just to try and help as many people as I possibly can and leave a legacy for my children as well.
of course. And earn euros as South
Of
Africans, that's
course,
exciting.
yes.
So yeah, Saturday you can go next.
Okay, for me, it wasn't so much the financial part of it, right? Because Alhamdulillah, our business covers all our expenses and everything. Like from that part, yeah, okay. For me, it was more the time freedom, that we don't have because, like I mentioned before, we are 7 days a week, no holidays. We don't go for functions and things like that. So my goal is to eventually retire ourselves from that business and be able to do
So,
things that we never got to do with the kids. Go take them for holidays and visit family and friends and do more things with them. Yeah.
inshallah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you, Sajra. Nasreen.
Actually, recently I revisited my why with this business, and I think as a human being, your needs change throughout. So
Mm,
I revisited it, and I think with our business, when you have like a plan of what you want, it makes things much more clearer, and also
mm,
helps you to be focused on the end goal. So for me, actually, once we had lots of writing and that recently here, and we were like in the middle of it. I'm sure Sajida can relate as well. So for me, it made me revisit it, and it made me think about my life as growing up in this country. And Alhamdulillah, are so blessed with the beauty of this country, and
mm,
it's sad that our kids can't enjoy that. So for
mm,
me, this business is going to help me. What I was looking for was like, if we were looking to emigrate or leave here, which is something that is so sad to even think about because I really love South Africa. Um, it would be like a plan B for us, something that we could start before we actually left, something that could help us to go to a much more safer place. And so, yeah, I revisited my why, and that was one of the reasons why I also started. And besides that, I'm also somebody who'd like to help moms who are at home, who are looking to add, not only revenue, but also a sense of self-worth to themselves. Sometimes being a mom, I mean, you're so caught up in that life. You want to do something else, but you don't know what else to do. And you also can't leave your kids and your family. So this is like a perfect opportunity because you can do this around your kids. So was looking also to empower other moms, with that self-worth and that self confidence to be able to say, I'm more than just a mom. I mean, being a mom is so rewarding itself, but
mm.
sometimes as a person, you want more for yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
I left my corporate job and I really missed the interaction with adults. And I can't tell you how amazing this platform is because I get to meet such amazing people, speak to them on a daily basis, and it actually it made up for that.
Mm.
So that's my why. This is why what I'd like to do, what I look for in this business is going to help me or be a means for me to get to there.
Inshallah, I mean, I
Mm.
pray that Allah facilitates openings for all of us, and that really, as long as like Nasreen said, she revisited a why, and that's amazing. Sometimes we all need to do that, especially when we're having those slump moments. You just need to
Yeah.
revisit your why, remind yourself of, oh yes, this is why I'm doing this, right? And that will further drive you and just remind you and push you forward and get you out of that slump again, because it's okay. It's okay to have a down day. Just don't have a down week. Just not have a down week. So like, once you have your moment, you revisit your why, you get focused again, and you just move forward. And I think all of us can speak about personal development, especially within the business. I'm busy reading such a awesome book right now. Can't get to the name of the book. Sorry, guys. I'll tell us later on. But just it's like so much of the information I already know. But reading it again is so refreshing because it's just a reminder to me, once again of what it means to be an entrepreneur, what it means to do. Because one of the things that this guy speaks about is that he said he wanted to do filming, he wanted to be in that industry, but he realized that in that when he went for schooling to go learn about film, they don't teach you anything about business, right? So obviously how to earn, and then he was looking for ways to earn money, and he said, this was like 15 years ago, and he said till today doing an online business is still the best way to earn money and to be in business. So I definitely think that we are in the right place and in the right space, especially with the direction that we're moving in. Everything is online. You are you did if you're not online. I mean, if the shops is closed, if it's locked down, if it's this and that, we saw with our own selves, if there's no feet, no traffic, then your business is dead. So alhamdulillah, I'm very happy that we found ourselves in this space. And I know that with this business model and the way this is structured, it allows us to impact the lives of so many other people, and it's global, like Liesel said earlier on. I think that we can leave it there. I know everybody's tired. It's Sunday and it's going on to 10 o'clock. I don't know if there's anything else that you ladies wanted to maybe mention. But what I will say, and this is how I always end off, right, is that the thing is we need to take action, right? Whenever we are wanting to do something, wanting to achieve something, we need to take action. And we also tend to do the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, which is literally the definition of insanity. So obviously if you are wanting that to achieve something, you need to try something new, because doing the same thing over and over is not going to get you there, clearly, because if you've done it 10 times before, the 11th time it's not gonna heal that result, right? So you need to try something new. You need to try something different. We're not saying that it is this business. It can be anything. Just take action. That's the biggest part of it. We have so much self-doubt and so much we focus on like I said, we focus on what we don't have and how we are not able, but just you'll be amazed with what you have, God-given talents. And like I said, also anything that you don't know, you can learn, right? Because we are learning beings. So, with regards to the webinar, all you need is an attentive ear, a good opinion, an open heart, and just be willing to learn. Don't know if there's anything else that you ladies want to say, but I'm going to leave it there. I just want to say, thank you so much, Liesel, for coming on. It was the last minute, and I truly appreciate that you finally came to my page. And Jazakallah khair, Sajida and Nasreen. Yeah, I am.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
My pleasure. So you guys are all good? Nothing else to say?
Yeah.
Good,
Just
good.
watch the webinar. Watch the webinar. That's all I can say is watch the webinar.
Watch
True.
the webinar. It's 90 minutes of your time. Skip a Netflix episode. Just get onto the webinar. It's
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Awesome. So thank you so much, ladies, and I hope to see you on the inside. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Bye-bye.